The old farmer Silas stood still, taking a moment to look out over the land. It was a harsh and empty place, where the sun beat down without mercy, and the wind carried only dust. Folks called it the Forgotten Quarter, saying it was land God left unfinished. But Silas saw something different in his mind. He envisioned a place of life, dreamed of cool green shade, imagined fruit hanging from branches. This vision lived strong within him, a stubborn and hopeful dream that refused to be chased away by the dust. The barren land didn't scare his spirit, for he believed in the possibility of growth. He didn't want to conquer it. He wanted to understand it deeply, to coax life from its sleeping heart. When Silas first spoke of his plan, his neighbors shook their heads slowly, thinking the sun had touched him. "A garden here?" they would often ask, their voices holding a kind pity. "This land grows only stones, old friend." They had seen others try before, seen other hopes turn to dust, and didn't want to see him fail. They called him Silas the Sand Dreamer, not understanding his quiet resolve. Silas heard their words, their doubts, feeling the weight of their disbelief. But it didn't turn him from his path. He knew the land was hard, the task great, and understood their lack of faith. He didn't argue with the doubters or try to convince them with words. His answer would be the work itself, his proof, the green shoots. Silas began his work with the dawn, the rising sun finding him already there. His first task was to know the soil, crumbling it between his fingers. It was fine, like ash, and so dry, holding no memory of moisture. He started by clearing the stones, each one a small, hard piece of doubt, piling them carefully to one side. He didn't have grand machines, just his strong back, his worn hands, a shovel, and a sturdy hoe. He began to dig into the earth, the ground reluctant and unyielding, fighting against his every effort. But Silas was patient, like time itself, working with a slow, steady rhythm. Slowly, a small patch began to change, looked a little darker, a bit softer. A few children, curious and bold, sometimes crept closer to observe him, seeing an old man talking to the dirt, planting tiny seeds of hope in the dust. Day after day, Silas toiled tirelessly, the sun climbing high, then descending, his shadow stretching long in the evenings. His muscles ached with a deep weariness, his skin growing darker, tougher, like leather. The desert tested his resolve constantly, hot winds trying to steal his work, blowing away the precious topsoil. But Silas patiently repaired the damage, learning to read the sky, watching the clouds for any sign, even the smallest hint of moisture. He carried water with great effort from a distant well, far away, each bucket a heavy burden, each drop a precious treasure. He gave it carefully to his seeds, to the small, hopeful bits of green, knowing water was the key, the lifeblood of his fragile dream. He was no longer just Silas, he was becoming one with the land, a partner in its slow rebirth. Section 5. Water in the Wasteland, Wisdom of Scarce Drops. Silas knew that water was life here, in this thirsty, sun-baked expanse. Every drop was precious, a gift from the heavens that could not be squandered. He could not simply pour it on. There was never enough for such waste. The land was unforgiving, and the sun relentless. He had to be clever, and very wise. He spent hours observing the land, learning from its silent lessons. He observed how nature held water, in the shade of rocks, in low places. These natural reservoirs were small miracles in the vast dryness. He began to dig small sunken beds. These depressions in the soil would become tiny oases. These little hollows would catch the dew. Each morning, the desert offered a small but vital gift of moisture. They would hold any rain that fell. Even the briefest shower could be captured and used. He used clay pots buried in the earth, a very old way, learned from stories. This ancient technique was a testament to the wisdom of those who came before. He filled them with water slowly. Patience was key, as the water needed time to seep through the porous clay. The water seeped out through the clay. It was a slow, steady release, perfect for the thirsty roots. It went directly to the plant roots little by little, day by day. This method ensured that every drop was used efficiently. There was no waste to the open air. The precious water was protected from the harsh sun. No greedy sun could steal it quickly. The plants thrived in this carefully managed environment. This method saved so much water. It was a lifeline in a place where every drop counted. It fed the plants where they needed it most. The results were visible in the green, healthy foliage. He also learned about companion plants. These plants worked together, creating a supportive ecosystem. Some plants helped others to grow. Their roots intertwined, sharing nutrients and moisture. Tall ones gave shade to smaller ones. This natural shading reduced water loss and protected delicate plants. Some kept pests away with their scent. Aromatic plants acted as natural repellents, reducing the need for chemicals. Section 6. The desert blooms. A tapestry of green emerges. Then, one morning, it truly began. The first rays of the sun kissed the earth, and the transformation was undeniable. Not just a few brave, lonely shoots, but a noticeable spread of soft green. It was as if the earth had decided to awaken from a long slumber. The first leaves unfurled, tender and new. Each leaf seemed to tell a story of resilience and hope. They drank in the morning sunlight, their vibrant green hues glowing with life. It was a miracle woven from toil, a testament to his enduring faith. The farmer's hands, rough and calloused, had nurtured this miracle. Silas knelt down, his heart full. He had dreamed of this moment, and now, it was real. He touched a leaf with a gentle finger, feeling the delicate texture, a symbol of his hard work and patience. The desert was starting to breathe again. The once barren land was now a canvas of life. Soon, small flowers began to appear, bright splashes of color in the brown, yellows, reds, and soft purples. Each bloom was a celebration. They were like jewels scattered on dust, each one a testament to nature's resilience. Bees found their way to this oasis, drawn by the promise of nectar. Their buzzing was a new kind of music, a symphony of life in a place once silent. Birds too started to visit. They brought with them songs that filled the air with joy. Their songs filled the morning air, a chorus of nature's gratitude. The air itself felt different here, cooler, moister, alive with scents. It was as if the garden had created its own microclimate. The patch of green grew larger, spreading its tendrils outward. Week by week, it pushed back the sand, reclaiming the land inch by inch. What was once barren became fruitful. The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Small vegetables began to form, promising sustenance and hope. Tomatoes ripened to a rich red, their vibrant color a stark contrast to the desert's hues. Beans climbed up their simple poles, reaching for the sky, a testament to the garden's growth and potential. Section 7. A haven for many. The garden's gift to the community. The people who once doubted Silas now came to see his green miracle. They had heard stories, but seeing it with their own eyes was something else entirely. They walked slowly among the plants, their faces filled with quiet awe. The vibrant colors and lush foliage were a stark contrast to the barren desert they were used to. The garden was a shock to them. It was as if a piece of paradise had been dropped into their harsh world. It changed what they thought possible. The garden was not just a collection of plants, it was a symbol of hope and resilience. The children came too, eyes wide with wonder. They had never seen so much green in one place. They touched the cool leaves gently, as if afraid they might disappear. They learned the names of the plants, each one a new discovery in their young lives. The garden became a place of wonder, a sanctuary where the impossible became possible. Silas did not keep the bounty himself. He believed in sharing the fruits of his labor with the community. He shared the fruits of his labor, ensuring that everyone benefited from the garden's abundance. He gave vegetables to his neighbors, who accepted them with gratitude and amazement. He offered fresh herbs and sweet melons, gifts that were once unimaginable in their arid land. No one in the small village went hungry. The garden provided more than just food. It provided a sense of security and community. If his garden could provide for them, the taste of the food was special. It was a taste that carried the essence of hard work and hope. It tasted of hard work and hope, a flavor that was new and deeply cherished. It tasted of the desert transformed, a testament to what could be achieved with determination and care. Younger men and women came to him, inspired by what he had accomplished. They asked Silas to teach them, eager to learn the secrets of his success. They wanted to learn his methods, how he made life grow in the sand. They saw in him a mentor and a guide. He taught them patiently, with kindness, passing on his knowledge and ensuring that the garden's gift would continue to grow. Section 8. Lessons from the land. The earth as a teacher. Silas often said the land was wise. It was the greatest teacher of all, if only people would stop and listen. His garden was a book of lessons, written in soil, water, and sunlight. It taught the virtue of patience. Life did not hurry in the desert. Growth was slow, but it was steady. One had to wait, to watch, to tend. Good things came to those who waited. It taught the importance of care. Every plant needed attention, nurture. Neglect would quickly lead to ruin. The land responded to gentle hands. It gave back what was given to it. This was a simple, honest exchange, a partnership built on respect. The earth was not a thing to use up. It was a living being to cherish, a source of life that sustained all. The garden also taught humility. Nature was powerful and unpredictable. There were setbacks, there were losses, a sudden storm, unexpected pests. Silas accepted these with grace. Section 9. The Enduring Garden, a Legacy of Life. Silas grew old, as all people do. His back was more bent, his steps slower, but his eyes still shone with clear light, especially when he looked at his garden. It was a thriving, vibrant place now, an emerald jewel in the dry land. It was a testament to a life well lived, a life dedicated to a single dream, a dream that had fed many souls and changed a small corner of the world. The garden did not die with him. The community he had taught so well continued his important work. They expanded the green areas, they used his wise, careful methods. The laughter of children echoed there as they learned to plant and to water. The legacy of Silas was alive. It was growing in the fertile soil,